Hello, friends. This is gameplay. I don't do this too much, especially not recently, but we're starting to get this channel back into places, and there's some new vehicles out, so I figured we could do a little first impressions of both the Anvil Asgard and the Greycat MTC. I think the Greycat's going to be an amazing vehicle just to like do bunker runs, and since this can carry it, I figured we'd take this out today. This is the new dropship from Anvil. Looks a lot like the Valkyrie. Different thruster placement for sure. Some of it a little questionable structural wise, but ultimately it's an interesting looking and unique ship. It is not the exact same as Valkyrie. It's not a variant. So this isn't like the Terrapin Medic. This is more like the Saber Peregrine or the Saber Raven or the Firebird. It looks a lot like the ship it comes from, but there are some notable differences in the structure. So first, obviously, is the thrusters, as you can see here. But we'll open the door and reveal the real nature of this ship overall. The difference over the Valkyrie, which is that this thing is meant for vehicle transportation. So again, this looks a lot like the Valkyrie, but it looks a little bit deeper. Definitely deeper. This goes much further in, and I think it's wider more consistently, so you can fit a lot more vehicles in here now. There are complaints about the width of vehicles in this game. I think they are set arbitrarily or unnecessarily wide, but I also do think that that helps them to draw specific boundaries between which ships are capable of doing what. Those boundaries then get destroyed by flight blades and stuff, but we'll talk about that in another video. Here is the interior of this ship. It's different from the Valkyrie in that this is a drop seat section where you can actually put a lot of people in. I think it's gonna be useful for NPCs, but this one obviously is a little bit more of a where they've just shoved a couple of extra things, components, a couple jump seats likely for engineers or the people who are manning these vehicles. Got the turret up here just like in the Valkyrie. So a lot of it is built like the Valkyrie, but it's not the exact same ship. So they had to put some work into it. Let's head upstairs. So this whole section that's usually behind this ladder is completely undone. Oh, okay. I was hoping that cover would keep me from going down. It's completely gone, so it's just blank space back here now. A nice overview, to be honest. I think I like this better. But that means no turret up top. Got a room over here. What's this for? Ah, the old bathroom. And over here, what's a habitation? Habitation. Here's your pilots and your co-pilot. And then we've got weapon racks up here, which I would expect to be downstairs for a dropship, but in this case, you probably already have weapons loaded onto whatever vehicle you need, so this is more for the personal stuff. These very well might be escape pods at some point. Yeah, I'm guessing these are escape pods. Somehow. And then walking actually down into the cockpit. Pretty steep, interesting. And here we are. The room where it happens. So let's go ahead and grab our vehicle, and I'm going to run us through a little mercenary mission. I just want to see how that MTC does in getting us over to the place we need to be. Oh, I do want a 1/8 SCU cargo box. Maybe we could pick that up at a space station on the way out. So here's the Greycat MTC, if you haven't seen it before, in a nice blown out room. I like how like compact and almost buggy like this thing feels. This looks a lot more like a Mars rover than something like the Ursa. The Ursa is really big. I like this being more compact like this. I didn't expect to like the look of this vehicle. I didn't really like the look until I just came around this literally right now as we were filming this. Yeah, I'm into this. The wheels are pretty far out, which is funny considering the work they did to try and make the door not go as far out, but honestly the door still goes further out than the wheels, so it doesn't matter. Got the cargo grid back here. Very nice system, dude. I love that. This will fit some 1/8 SU boxes. Hopefully we can find one up at the space station. How do you close this back? There we go. This is a very nice system. I think we need more custom systems like that. And then interior. Weapon racks, suit lockers. This is going to be great for doing long-term ground gameplay. I mean, you can literally have different types of suits in here to suit your needs. Obviously, you can put that in an inventory, but I imagine there will be some benefit to using these. And an engineering terminal in here is pretty interesting, too. I wonder if they're just going to try and put an engineering terminal in every single vehicle. Or if it's a special benefit of certain vehicles that they will keep unique to those vehicles. All right, let's get out of here. I really wanted to get the sense of what it felt like to go into that ramp quickly. Plenty of clearance in here, although it is wider than I thought. All right, got everything we need. Let's get off to do a contract.
Bottom fuel is at 100%.
Okay, so our first stop is the local cargo station, because I just need to pick up a couple boxes. Mainly because I want to test out the space in this Asgard, and also get some 1/8 SU crates for the MTC. Then we will hit up our mercenary mission, and hopefully it works for us. Okay. First stop. Shouldn't be too long. Okay. Some boxes real quick. Got our vehicle, got our boxes, everything's loaded, got a weapon or two. Not much ammo, but you know, we'll see how that goes. Let's go take on a little FPS mission, get some loot, put it in this, and get back out. Actually, we'll go somewhere with a little more danger involved.
Is now on.
All right, in Pyro, more dangerous area considering the factions here. I wanted to find an outpost that was actually going to force us to take us in a vehicle. I think headhunters work for that. So we'll head over to Monox, take a cool CFP mission, raiding a headhunter's base, and see how our vehicles fare. All Alrighty. Let's see what we've got here. Doesn't look like we actually have any contracts. So you know what we're going to do instead? Let's just find a headhunter's outpost.
Drive is now on.
Alright. We are now down here. And I believe there's a hostile outpost here. But they might not have turrets. Nobody's shooting at me yet. There is a turret. Well, let's just pretend that they have turrets in here. And they would have been shooting at me. I'd probably settle down in a valley like this. Pretty good spot, tons of protection. People aren't really going to be able to find your ship, especially if you are... Alright, can we squeeze past these boxes? So you're going to have no problem storing loot and one of these vehicles, at least in the Asgard. Ooh. The ramp not go all the way down? Let's fix that real quick. Time to test the ramp physics of this ship. I'm sure many of you are shaking in your seat right now. This might not go well. There we go. Hey, we did okay. We good. Alright. Now to figure out where the heck we're supposed to go. So they said this thing performs better as it drives. Not sure I'm convinced yet, but holy crap, I love the look of this thing. I think this is the first thing from Greycat I really like. The way it looks. Yeah, these things still gliding and sliding everywhere. And we have gun access. That is great. Can I shoot where I'm aiming? Yeah, so with my eye tracker, I can shoot wherever I'm looking with this gun. Do actually really love this eye tracker. If you're looking for an eye tracker, folks, we are partnered and you can use our code. Should be linked down below somewhere. Code is Space Tomato though if you hit the link. And I really like it. It helps me fly better. You can look around more. I know it sounds like something that people just like kind of throw at you, but it's actually pretty useful. I would suggest getting it after HOTAS before ships. So you can also use it for, whoa, what is this? Let's see what this is. Well, there's nobody here. And pretty much nothing here, too. Someday maybe these will be filled with things. Or at least have something. Are all these places just abandoned? I see, so there are just like multiple outposts in a row here. Well, let's keep getting closer to the main one. Oi! Nice flip. We're officially in hostile territory. Who's gonna do anything about it? Wow, you'd think their hostile territory would be out further than this, too. Oh. They shooting at us now. So we've got, I can be shooting like I just was from the driver's seat, or you can hop into this extra seat back here, which is, I guess your friend will be, who's riding along with you. And you can use the turret from here too. But honestly, I think it's really cool that you can use it from the pilot seat. That's key, because a lot of people find themselves alone oftentimes, but if ever you do have a friend with you, nice and they can hop up here and do some shooting. Although, you are a little limited if they can get close to you. If they can get close to you, they can do a lot. See, I can't even shoot that guy from right here. Yeah, see, I can't shoot this guy now. So you can't let people get too close. Look at him, he's a strategist. He knows exactly what he's doing. Alright, so we got a loot box here. We can take one of them with us. Gonna have to get used to using 1/8 instead of 1 SU boxes, I guess. I think my only problem with this is that the 1/8 SU box, you can't tractor beam onto there. Still got to use the clunky hand animations to do this. Let's see what we can even put in there. There we go. Okay. So we're going to take all this stuff and see how much of it fits in here. Whoop. Why isn't the gun fitting in there? Could be too much. So you can't really fit too much in one of these. Put it back up here. Let's see if I can find any more weapons. But I'm pretty sure. Okay, apparently I have his gun. Well, as is the case with most of these pyro locations, this one's not functioning entirely well. There's like no AI, and the AI that are here kind of suck. I did just want to get a chance to kind of see what the flow of this might be. Now, even if these boxes are up here, I think, yeah, we can still put our stuff in them. So this is actually like almost a externally accessible inventory too. So once you actually can get one of these selected, let's see if you can put some weapons inside there. No. Okay, so weapons are too big to go in 1/8 SU boxes. So this is really just going to be for like armor, helmets, and stuff. Honestly, not as good as I'd hope. This is for much smaller amounts of stuff, which is too bad. Was genuinely hopeful that this might give us a little bit more to work with. Oh well. Either way, folks, this was a look at the MTC, a little bit of the Asgard, and I guess just a little tooting around in Pyro. Not much action here, just a chance to see some of the new vehicles. Hope you enjoyed.